What do you mean you haven't done it?
I need to leave.
Third time I've asked you. I've sent a letter
I
home.
want out. I need to leave. I can't do this. I love you, but it just hurts too much. Leave me alone.
Yeah, now link up. Great. Okay, just quickly before you all get wet, that delivery of that line was perfect, and I want to get it just from where we were just now, in close up.
Funny girl.
Okay, and action!
I wanted to make a film about baptism. First off, it was for our church. Okay, we have baptism services quite regularly, and I thought it'd be a great way of explaining to people who don't normally come to church what baptism is all about.
Phil, the director, approached me to write a film on baptism. When I think of baptism, I think of water, and when I think of water, I think of the sea. So my everyman character was at the sea, on a beach, surrounded by stones.
Well, we chose the sea as a place for this guy to get baptised because it's a great metaphor for God. And in a film where it looks like there's only one character, but I would say there's two. We've got our everyman, and then the other character is God. And in this film, God is represented by the sea.
There's a stillness out there. And in here.
We called the guy in the film Everyman. I mean, when you see the credits come up, it says Everyman, because the way that we shot it was to make anyone who's watching it feel like they're there on the beach with him. So very often the camera's quite close, physically close to the actor, Jamie.
The reason I chose to make the main character a man is because I also wanted to include the relationship he had with his own father, which was not a good relationship, and the love that the father showed him in his life was not unconditional. In the film, you see as he approaches the sea and he compares what he's doing with the time when Jesus was baptised, and Jesus' father said to him,
This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. Why didn't my father ever say that to me?
It was almost a jealousy in him that a father could speak about a son in that way, and this is one of the driving forces for him in wanting to free himself of what had happened in the past.
Accept me!
When our everyman does eventually go into the sea, it's the weight of the stones that are taking down under the water. Essentially what we're saying is that in order for him to come up out of the water and be reborn in a baptism sense, and also in a becoming a Christian sense, he has to let go of those stones. Now the thing is that you could say that they're actually part of him. So is a part of him dying? Well, no, I don't think so. I think that when you become a Christian or when you get baptised, you actually become the person that God created you to be. So all that stuff that you leave behind, all those stones that you leave behind, was never meant to be part of you in the first place. That's the stuff that you pick up along the way that actually hinders your relationship with God.
I think there is another level in which the film can be seen, which is a general principle of leaving behind baggage in order to move forwards in one's life. However, in my experience, and I'm sure the experience of many others, that goes against the human natural sense of wanting to clutch on to unforgiveness or to live out revenge. There's some satisfaction, short term albeit, in that kind of approach to life. And in my experience, the only way in which that's truly possible, because it cuts across feelings, is to approach God and ask for God's help in this. There needs to be some kind of supernatural help in order to accomplish what Jamie's trying to accomplish, if it's going to be for real. I did hope that the sea would be quite rough and strong, but I didn't think what the actor might have to go through.
It was October and it was very cold in the sea. But funnily enough, it wasn't nearly as cold as when we did the actual underwater shooting. We actually went to Tooting Bec Lido, massive swimming pool, outdoor swimming pool, and that was far colder. It's bizarre. Now when I say that, I didn't actually go in the water, but I hear from the cameraman and the actor that it was quite cold. There's nothing to stop you, when you show this film, having a pile of stones at the front of the church. And then once you've watched the film and talked about it a little bit, explained it, you know, to ask the question, you know, what are your stones? What are the issues that you need to deal with? Come up to the front, you know, take a stone, take it away with you and think about that and deal with it as you see fit, you know. Probably not in the sea in October, but, you know, that'd be great.